Actually, let me be a little bit of an ass here and check what IGN has given this game. Ooh! Oh! Which is funny because Bricky's video is recommended right after. Oh, the like, the dislike. So let me just add to it. And I just want to see the score. I don't even want to hear what they have to say about this.
Stupid fast running speed and clunky vehicle controls. But what already exists is an impressive first swing at what could become a much more comprehensive tribute to the Battlefield series. And even in its current state, it's
These are the ones who give COD a 9. No way. Yeah, IGN don't know what they're talking about. When it comes to shooters, they don't. Absolutely not. Bada bing, bada boom. Bricky's got a video on BattleBit and we're gonna watch that in a bit. No, that's not a good rhyme. How's it going, folks? Jack here with another video, and today we're checking out a video from Bricky on the best shooter of 2023. Undisputed, no cap. The game that at first hand will make you say, what the hell is this Roblox looking thing? And by the way, if there's a change in lighting all the time, it's because I'm actually using natural lighting right now with trees and nature in front of me. It's great. I love this new place. But this game is so much fun. Like, you know how so many people will say stuff like, oh, this is amazing Flash from the past. This is a game that's going to save a dying genre. This game can have my children. This game made me feel like a child again. It was simple, and it's one of the few times where I will actually say that AAA studios are so bloody out of touch. They need to go back. We need to go back. But that said, let's hear the words of Bricky.
Food. It can be hard sometimes, and taking the hassle out of food is exactly what today's sponsor, HelloFresh, is trying to do. No checkout line, no mess
I didn't catch
in your
that.
kitchen. You go out there, you enjoy the sun, and you make your meals easier and faster with HelloFresh. You don't need to be a great cook to use it. It's easy to understand, easy to prepare, and you're getting seasonal, delicious, fresh ingredients for all times of the year. Not only that, but not just for dinner either. We're talking lunch, we're talking breakfast, we're talking brunch, we're talking dinner. There is not enough time in a singular day. Honestly, if you want to save yourself some time, but still have
that's a
delicious
cool ass
food
tree.
and excellent ingredients, HelloFresh has you covered.
Tree. Plant. Whatever.
And if you want to enjoy the summer more, you can go ahead and use my link down there in the description to the URL hellofresh.com and use code, listen to it, POGBRICKY July 50 for 50. Yes, 50% off your order and free shipping. Good food, saving time, helping ya boy. What's not to love? Check out the description, hellofresh.com. Code is there, all the buttons and stuff. Check it out. And let's talk about blocks. Hello, everybody. My name is Bricky, currently having extremely sus conversations with the various colorful members of this video game.
Proximity chat, the best feature of this game. Absolutely.
Come here, boy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh shit, you're watching me.
No, man, keep going, man. I like to watch. There's been a void left in my heart for many years, and I've tried to fill it with all kinds of various things. COD, Battlefield, Halo, Splitgate, heroin, crack, dicks.
You ever gotten dick in the ass?
You fucking know it, baby. But nothing has filled the void. A void of a 2000s shooter. The return to the days like Bad Company 2, Homefront, Battlefield 3, and so much more. Games that I can't call perfect at all, but leave me with rose-tinted glasses thinking about the times I had with friends on them. Call of Duty has become microtransaction hell, a game whose multiplayer feels abandoned in pursuit of Warzone, and some of the most egregiously priced items shoved in your face every moment. Battlefield has never been a stranger to unfinished games, but the last straw was 2042, where the direction it's going feels like a clear case of capitalizing on trends as opposed to what made the series great.
How difficult was it for... We talked about that in the Martin Sitopin's tier list. How difficult was it to simply just emulate Battlefield 4? Like watching the 2042 trailer had me a half-mast, and then the gameplay. Goddamn freaking retrograde.
And there's Halo, which showed serious initial promise and dropped off the face of a cliff when it became a live service game without any live service. Nothing fills the void right now. A few games seem like they mind the future. X-Defiant is looking not too bad, even though that odor right there.
You know it. I've played X-Defiant. I got to play it before anybody else. Well, I was among some of the many who Ubisoft contacted to actually try to play the game. Genuinely enjoyed it, but it's that taste of salt and copper from the back of your throat, making you think, oh shit, that's Ubisoft, I forgot.
There kind of surrounds them. And the finals is looking actually particularly
This one is good.
So they aren't here to help soothe my pain. Lo and behold, I see people streaming a Roblox mod that makes it look like Battlefield, which is unfortunate because I really wanted to return to form, but I didn't want to play Roblox. It's not Roblox.
No, it's not.
This is a completely fully fledged standalone game made by only 3 developers. BattleBit Remastered is the answer to the void in my heart.
Oh. Was in the good old music. Look at that, they have thinking revolution.
Hey, here. It's a restricted area.
Well, maybe you should have better guards.
You know what? You're right.
This game has slowly been increasing in popularity over the past few weeks. This is most likely because on initial glance, you might only see this as some sort of Roblox mod.
Can we also just agree just how friendly people are in the game? I don't know if it's because the game is so casual that people are just nice. People are laughing when they're getting killed and not taking things too seriously. I hope that's that, because, man, do I miss the good old days. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Because the good old days were actually savage. But we used to meet at internet cafes, like me and like 6 others of my mates. Because a friend in our group, a guy called Mikkel's parents, had an internet cafe. Actually a PC repair shop, but on the first floor they had a bunch of PCs for a night cafe. But like we used to meet with each other and like enjoy the kind of a game. I mean, this was very nostalgic.
Considering how insane Roblox is becoming with its various game modes and custom created content, some being more COD than COD, it is a completely fair assumption to make until you play it. That's why, despite still opening with a massive bang, it only slowly thereafter garnered the attention of social media. Well, slowly to start, but then rising at insane speeds. Because BattleBit Remastered is a wild difference between what you are watching and what you are playing. Looking at this right now, it does seem really simple, doesn't it? Like Roblox and Battlefield had a baby. Which isn't necessarily incorrect, but it's not telling you the whole story. This is a return to the way shooters grabbed the world by storm in the 2000s. Because there isn't a singular reason why this game is so enjoyable. There isn't a singular reason why this game is so popular.
Its parts.
It's a plethora of reasons, all valid and all taking the top spot in different people's nostalgic memories. You can't narrow it down to one specific attribute of this game that makes it resonate so hard with players. Mainly because each of these attributes might individually be someone's favorite.
This game is
for example,
wild.
time to load into a game. Nowadays, games seem like they have this excessive menu bloat, just menus on menus. Some even ask for your money, showing off microtransactions. Then there's forced cutscenes, and sometimes even forcing you into missions themselves. Destiny? Here is sped up, unedited footage of me launching BattleBit and getting into a game.
Coming fast at the speed of sound. So easy.
Even with the little time spent searching for a good ping match, the game was up in under a minute, and when it was fully loaded, I was in and firing my gun in under a minute. I cannot tell you how refreshing it is to not be bombarded by all kinds of ridiculous microtransactions, menus, and updates. I got a map update, and I was in the game.
Hell
Remember
yeah.
when all you needed to do back then was open up multiplayer and hit quick match? Hell, even those games took some time to start, especially Halo, because you were looking for an initial match population. I was just in.
It's ridiculous. What happened to Halo, man? Greed happened. I forgot. Greed happened.
Drop in, drop out, big carnage-filled matches just aren't around anymore. That casual experience has been diminished in exchange for being hyper-competitive. I was fucking in
And hyper-realistic.
and that cannot be understated. Speaking of being up and shooting my gun,
Which, by the way, there's not an issue with as long as you are able to make a fun game.
is it weird to be shocked at how great the gunplay is in this blocky little game? I don't have insider knowledge. I haven't seen a whole lot of dev interviews, but if I had to guess,
You start
the
with that.
gunplay and just the firing of the weapons is the thing that was worked on first and
Yeah.
foremost. It's such a funny contradiction seeing this blocky little game have such phenomenal gameplay in so many avenues.
Holy shit!
Oh,
I'm doing it. I got another one. Yep.
What's up, you little bitches? You're all dead.
Like, you've got pretty good head bob, for example. Walking, crouched, prone, sprint, situations all are varied and unique, but all the animations are too. How you move your gun and all that stuff, it's all different. But then the reload animations are also quite fluid. There's even two of them. A normal reload, which keeps all of your ammo that was unused in the mag, then a quick reload,
And you
which
can
drops
combine.
the entire mag and leftover ammo in it in exchange for reload speed. This mag can actually be picked up afterwards too if you have the time. And if you
Yeah.
go the normal reload path, there's actually an ability to combine the ammo from half depleted mags into fresh ones.
even better than this, they can save your reloads. Think about this. How many games out there have you do this stuff of, oh, you're being shot at? Let us cancel this animation completely, reset it, and we see you run away, patch yourself up, and you have to wait like a minute to get your ammo back. They have a feature that the hyper-realistic games do not even have. That it saves the point where you were reloading at. Mind-blowing. How many years have you had to wait to get this?
Yeah, put in the other block. What game has this? Why does block game have this? You may also notice that you don't have ammo numbers on the bottom right. Just
Yeah.
a relative understanding of how much is left. But if you wanted to, you can always remove the mag and find out the exact amount left that way. And we're just getting started, man. The guns have recoil. Like, actual recoil.
It's amazing.
Like Battlefield Bad Company 2 recoil, where you need to control the gun. You can't just spray, mostly. Things genuinely kick, so gearing it out matters. And you can gear this
Customization.
shit out. Why? Why on God's green earth does this game have better gun customization than Modern Warfare 2 2022? Sights, canted sights, side rails, under rails, barrels, mags, camouflage, and more. Then you look at
My one and perhaps only complaint about this is how the UI looks. It's a minor one, especially since I've been trying to play some mech games, but it could be ironed out a little bit more.
at the options, the volume of sights, the
But
amount of
I
barrels
love it
and grips,
still.
and even the amount of camos. And if that isn't enough, you can still customize your BattleBit block man boy thing. It's bringing me back to when pure customization was king. When things were obviously not
Unbalanced
all
as
balanced,
fuck.
and mind you, they are not. But that didn't take precedence over the fun that can be had from all these options, especially when you have a class system. Remember those? Also, it's all progression based. You want to unlock new guns? Level up. You want more attachments for the gun? Use the gun. You want more camos? Be good with the gun. I'm not buying a fancy camo for my gun. I'm earning a fancy camo for my gun. So then, you know, just why not add even more to that, you know? We're talking gadgets, med packs, claymores, mines, flares, RPGs, fake sniper scope glints, and more, and we still aren't done. You need to think about interactions in this game. What if you could drag teammates' bodies into cover before you start reviving them? What if you can use that dragging ability for more nefarious purposes? What if that class system had actual real play? Imagine that. See, when you take damage, you will need to bandage yourself up to stop the bleeding.
Dude,
but bandaging yourself doesn't take you back to full health, only around half or so.
Yeah.
If you're a medic, however, you can heal both yourself and other players, which gives you a ton of points. But
I love people who are dedicated medic player in this game. Why? Because they start citing you lores from things that you don't even know about while you're just sitting there in an encampment being shot at. Some dude becomes a freaking lore master, a bard even, sings a song for you while he's bashing your entire crew up. Oh, gamers are awesome.
But, you know, if you die, you can be revived. Revived by anybody, medic or not. But medics revive you significantly faster. Then support players get access to things like LMGs and give out tons of ammo, plus they have extra grenades. Assault players can blow through walls with their various tools and also have a grappling hook to scale spots and get good angles. Engineer, recon, even the main squad leader has a place in this game. Genuinely usable squad play is something that is not normally common in such a casual game, but the experience is massively improved thanks to its inclusion. And it's not just the various classes. There's more tactical play involved here. There's something that I see people utilize way too little, which is the special drop system for your squad on the bottom left-hand corner. You hold the middle mouse button and you can either call down a giant care package full of ammo and stuff, or Fortnite. I remember when I
haven't done
first
that
played
yet.
the Fortnite Battle Royale, and I thought, it's like a Battle Royale, but you can make your own cover. That's a great concept. Did you know I was sponsored by Fortnite Battle Royale when it came out, like the first week it came out?
What?
There is a universe in which I helped make Fortnite what it is. And it's this universe. But, you know, Fortnite then got crazy when you immediately build a 5-star hotel when you get shot at. That whole
To be fair now, there's a mode where you don't have to do that, which is actually awesome.
problem, and it became a whole thing. But in this game, you can build walls using points and stuff with your squad, and it's so underutilized. You can create like this crazy fort full of all kinds of awesome barriers and barricades and all this kinds of stuff, and you get shot and you get revived, and it's just this never-ending thing until someone throws grenades at you, and then you all die and you all start screaming your head off. This is the second huge thing that brings that old nostalgia back to players. Meaningful customization and meaningful team play. A huge factor in bringing back the strength of old online gaming. But if I had to garner a guess on what online gaming did for the world the most, it was connecting us to one another through our homes, stopping us from creating an ungodly network of Ethernet cables just to play Halo 1. If you did that, you are officially old. But the social aspect, all the way back in Halo 2's Xbox Live launch, it was a monumental development, and that aspect has been lost over time, mainly due to the advent of new social media options and even in-app groups. So originally on Xbox Live, you needed to be in the same game to talk to people. Game chat was
Ventrilo. Shit. You remember Ventrilo? Yikes. As an old WoW player, I can tell you that we are living in our best time. Somebody with a gain of like beyond 20 screaming on the other side, making it sound like they were being murdered or something.
No, you're cheating.
You're gonna learn!
See?
I'm
See?
done playing now.
Then they made the Xbox party system and game chat slowly faded. Then you had Skype, TeamSpeak, and now Discord. There were also the, problem areas of online discussion.
Yum, 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 I eat dick all day.
But see, I look back at this with relative enjoyment. As a nostalgic kind of, those were the days.
That's true. Like, we completely forget how bad it used to be. How ridiculously annoying it was. And we're just like, you know what? Those were the good old days. We're all just kids. We enjoyed ourselves.
But I can understand why there's been a crackdown. Have you ever spoken to another human in an Overwatch ranked game? It's not fun. I've never even heard of half these slurs. But while BattleBit isn't completely devoid of problem people, when your game is so casual, so relatively low stakes, chatting with fellow players becomes fun again. Like, squad chat's one thing. But proximity chat? Proximity enemy chat? Chat on death? Come on now, you have the makings for a very funny game.
Hey there,
Wait,
governor.
bro, me too.
They'll never rape me alive.
Bro, you're talking in squad chat?
Yo, listen, all right, this goofy ass haircut.
Shut the fuck up, bro. You're a boomer.
All right, you were very mean to me, but
Yeah, you're not allowed to res that bitch. My voice showed up.
get your ass back here.
Oh, God.
Good fuck, pussy.
That's not very nice.
I'm sorry, that was rude.
Hey, pretty good, bro. What's good, man?
I just got promoted.
Woo!
Holy shit, that was fucking baller. All right, let's do it again.
Get shot.
Somebody once told me to
Oh, that bloody bridge.
All right, brother, I'm behind you. Don't you worry.
Alright, it's not going how I hoped. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not looking good, brother. It's not looking good at all, brother. Here's a plan. You ready? Hop on. Oh, shit, they're right behind us. You ready, buddy? Let's go. Get him. Oh, fuck.
No.
Oh, shit.
No, dude.
Oh, God. I'm a freak.
And that's number 3, baby. Voice chat. God, it's such a return. And what's nice is that's still somewhat filtered. You can still get banned if you say stupid shit. Plus, you can mute extremely easily. Like, once someone pops up, just click and they're gone. And when it comes to the whole online in-game speech debate, I'm normally on the camp of less censorship than more, so long as the player themselves has the tools to handle the problem people easily. But I think BattleBit handles that problem itself. I rarely ever have to mute anybody because the game is so casual. This isn't a ranked game in R6 Siege. And that's really the 3 things I can think of that pulls on the old feelings of gaming with friends. That
I haven't played Siege in like the second season. I played it just shortly. Like, I barely remember how it is. But in that short amount of time, I got to experience what hell feels like.
Ease of use, excessive customization in team play, and good old game chat. It brings you back. But it isn't the thing that will sell a game. I mean, the game still has to be fun. The gameplay still needs to be good. And somehow, this damn blocky boy game has found a way to do both.
Fine.
I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself.
What struck me the most about BattleBit is how smooth it was. There are a few hangups we'll get on to later on, but for the most part, you don't expect something looking so blocky to play so smooth, so round, spherical. The gunplay is just so crisp. Like, the way the weapon moves in your hand and how they fire is nice, but I have to award the hit detection. Unless it's out on really far ranges, I found that my shots landed with a really crisp connection. It could be because the individual models are blocky, much like old school hitboxes were. But whether it was a body or a headshot, armor or no armor, it felt really smooth. Sometimes it felt orgasmically smooth, like when you find a great flanking point against a squad, just mow them down with an LMG. God damn it. Can I also say how important it is to have a good hit marker? There's a reason that this is so damn nostalgic. Or the World at War headshot ping sound. The sound of good hit markers and kill effects are not just nice on the ears,
they
but
notify
also
you of
so
everything.
great for feedback purposes. Like having a sound specifically dedicated to killing someone, it lets you know exactly that you can stop shooting and move on to the next target.
That feeling of knowing that you dodged the bullet and doing that 180, hitting your target right in the middle of the head, is the second best thing after sex.
Having that audio feedback when a person is finally killed is super helpful. Feedback in a shooter in general is so important. How the hell does this game, again with this, how the hell does this game have better feedback than Battle Royale games where feedback is the most important? I'm playing a match with over 250 fucking players and the footstep audio is fantastic.
Yeah. Whoever's coding here is doing such a great
job. I can hear it
job.
vibrate through my soul, and its placement is great. Incoming fire too. Like, a gun being fired is distinct. A gun being fired near you is distinct. A gun being fired at you is distinct. And
here's a funny thing. I just recorded a video about Armored Core and how there's like a weird, stupid discussion on its graphical looks. In there, there's a talk regarding the uses of engines. Now, engines, it doesn't really matter if you're using Unity and or Unreal, although Unity is actually getting pretty damn close there when we're talking about graphics, how realistic things can look. But it's how you program the things in it to work in tandem with each other. When you're going for a less realistic approach, you can use all of the juice from your hardware on the important stuff, like pumping a ridiculous amount of characters on screen that are all playable, or making the audio work perfectly.
And a gun being fired at you and almost hitting you is again distinct.
A hiss means it's close. A snap means now
Is
they're
that
shooting at us.
Battlefield
I
LA?
don't get it. I don't get how in the world this little game made by 3 people is able to pull off this level of audio, visual, and network consistency in a game with 250 fucking players on it. Is it because of the simple graphics? Is it because it's loading funny block stuff? I mean, I assume it was, but 250 players, man. 3 people, man. She just doesn't like get us, man. I always assumed that the game just breaks down and begs for mercy when you go higher and higher in player count.
No.
But we are here, and I have never crashed. I don't get huge frame drops. The hit detection feels good, and I don't get network lag. The only, and I mean only thing that kills me is the scoreboard. Opening it will freeze the game for a split second as it loads in all the names. That's the only time I've had major issues. It's mind-boggling. I'm going insane. I do not get it. What wizardry have you cast upon me?
The early access thing used to be a word that, a couple of words that are demonized. Why? Because it was usually indicative of something being bad. Now, I'm not going to go on a limb and try to compare this to Larian Studios, who are making Baldur's Gate 3, 3 people against hundreds of developers. Not at all. The point I'm just trying to make is that there are early access games out there where through transparency, you can see if they are good or not. Because, yeah, some early access games in the past have been things that stole people's money. But you are clearly having a great experience for $15. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna invest in this. This isn't Kerbal Space Program 2. I had to do Kerbal Space Program dirty because I got that game on early access thinking to myself that, yeah, sure, once that release date comes out, I'll enjoy myself, but fuck no. Like, they did it for the first game, the second, just terrible.
So, I've heaped a lot of praise onto this game, but most of it has been like surprising. Things I just flat out didn't expect, or ways to grab old nostalgia. The game isn't perfect though. Far from it. It's in early access, and it's a different kind of early access. There's two types, right? One early access is game is crashing and lagging and barely works early access. And then there's featuring complete and a little fucky early access. BattleBit's a little fucky. While I only had a few small complaints on our previous two indie game titles, this one has quite a few more. For starters, there's a general sluggishness when it comes to menus and gear swapping. Swapping your loadout and customizing your guns feels very clunky. On the firearm, for example, you hover over the areas with text, but then that text moves to reveal a little dot to click on, which often makes you try to click on the text, but it's not the text you need to click on, but the dot, and it feels off, even though clicking on the text does still work, but it's not in the same spot. It's weird. The UI in general is just a bit mixed. On one hand, what they're going for is really good. The in-game UI is kind of fun. It's a cool idea, especially with how they do ammo, and the simplicity is appreciated after all the COD games with what have happened to their UI, Vanguard, but it definitely doesn't look very pretty and lacks a bit of functionality. It's also incomplete in a lot of ways. Honestly, the UI in general is one of those weird hybrids where it's obviously very simple, which works for the type of game it is. I mean, it's super blocky, but it's missing all kinds of things that make it a good UI. Feedback from clicking on things. Like, it's too strict when you mouse over stuff. It just needs a lot of work, which is really unfortunate because it makes you want to engage with the menus a whole lot less, which I think makes you stick to one weapon or one build and leave it there.
That's basically me.
There's no easy way to swap loadouts or make adjustments. You can only change stuff when you're dead. Then navigate to loadout, but you also need to pick your class. But choosing your class has no feedback. The only way I know who I am is the little number goes up on that class group for my squad. The game has an unbelievable amount of customization and options for you, but the difficulty in using them feels like ordering the best chocolate cake in the world and only being allowed to take a single bite of it. Even though you can change your loadout, you don't have class loadouts at all. All you do is save your currently used build on your class at that time.
God damn it, now I want to have
you don't have
chocolate
5
cake.
custom classes. You all have saved and can pick from what they all are. No, if you want to swap your gear and swap your gun, you need to do it manually every single time you swap. There is a saving grace in that your gun will always have the same attachments you left it with, but you don't know about the rest. Even in the loadout, you don't know what your secondary, your gadget, and your equipment are set to. It just has the button there, but no symbol. I don't know which of the RPGs I have equipped, if I have mines or a claymore, grapple hook or riot shield. The only way I can tell is if I navigate to each individual tab or take them out when I'm playing in the game. This would be fixed with such a simple icon next to the tab. Just taking that, placing it by the tab on the bottom would alleviate so much headache, and also probably be pretty good in-game as well. And
I mean, that's why videos like this are being made, right? They're watching what the community is experiencing and they'll take feedback and improve on it, hopefully.
the more you play the game, the more this particular thing stands out as a problem, because there aren't a whole lot of other issues with BattleBit that aren't related to how you interface with it. Getting in vehicles can be a bit of a chore. Knowing where you're going to spawn can be awkward. Using the map in general is a bit of a pain. And if you haven't noticed it already, you have the allied icons, the sea of blue that goes across the walls and doesn't really seem to have a range cutoff. And if it does, it's way too far. Apparently you can adjust the size of these to help, but even so, it's such a distraction at its base form, it really should be adjusted or have its range pulled significantly back. There's also just the general lack of sound. Now, the game is not voice acted at all, so all you generally hear is the sound of vehicles, gunfire, and destruction, which when in a major firefight's totally fine, but it can feel really dead when you're out in the elements. I will say, ironically, though, the game is saved a bit from this by having the voice chat for all the players. Because, you know, who needs voice acting when dying gamers are the 5-star voice actors? And now you're probably just like yelling at the screen right now. You have your TV in your hand. You're screaming like, Bricky, it's early access. What are you expecting? These things will be ironed out in the future. Maybe. UI is one of those things that doesn't have a right answer. And it's also one of those things you can't really tell is great outside of niche circumstances, but becomes really evident when it's bad. Menus
Yeah.
and ease of
I'm pretty
use
sure there's some
bleed
people out there
into
who are
the game's
enjoying the
overall
UI right
feel,
now.
and I think that it's the main thing holding it back. New maps, new guns, new vehicles?
Yeah.
Not really. There's a ton there, and adding a gun, a map, a vehicle here and there is fun to keep it fresh and everything, but it isn't the thing the game needs the most. It's so rare I harp on something like UI this much, but it's really a big deal just because it stands out so heavily. With better menus comes better flow. With better flow, that means less time having to deal with those menus, and that means more
fun.
time playing the game. We aren't Tarkov here. We want to play another match. Kakarot. Kakarot.
Wake up, you idiot.
You know what? Screw this. Wake up, dumbass! I was watching a video from the channel Good
Hey,
Work. It's a
wow.
great channel.
It's been a
that
while.
satirizes, I dropped out of college, the current big money business world quite well, and they did one on consulting, what actually a consultant is. The running joke of the video was that consultants don't do anything
Special. They don't know what they're doing. And if they tell you what they're doing, then they don't have a job. Basically every consultant. I have a friend that's a consultant. That's how I know.
or in better terms, don't really know how to describe what they do.
I'd say go to meetings. Go to meetings and prepare for meetings.
Jesus Christ.
This is often because once they tell you what they do, they no longer have a product to sell. But often these people get paid ungodly wages because a big company or corporation is so deep into their business that they need someone to pull them out and give them guidance. I've had this happen to me sometimes. Like, I'm so focused on getting my video out, my stream done, that I forget why I started doing it in the first place. Like where the passion came from. What this hard work was supposed to be for me. And sometimes people just need a wake-up call. And 3 devs at BattleBit feel like the cold water wake-up for the shooter game market. Like, obviously what they did isn't easy. What they have made is not something that can be done on a whim. But 3 people built a better Battlefield in a cave with a box of scraps. Imagine what a solid-sized AA studio of like 20 to 60 people could do. Is that how big a AA studio is? Hell, I don't know the financials on their operation. It seems like they're doing well, but adding 1 to 3 more folks on their team to really iron out the creases and get production moving a bit faster. Next thing you know, this is the Battlefield. Not just like spiritually, like
and
it
they
is
have
now,
good
but
servers too.
That might be a long shot, actually. Battlefield often garners a lot of its audience with its photorealistic graphics and sound design. But if the pretty game is boring and the blocky game is fun, that's that. BattleBit Remastered is not a perfect title, but for an early access game by 3 people, it's a feat to have overturned the modern shooter market like it has. It's a wake-up call for not just Battlefield, EA, and DICE, but for the gaming market right now. A reminder of what made these games so fun to begin with, and how seemingly easy it was to bring that fun back. I'd love to keep up with it. It's one of the few games I've been playing purely for personal enjoyment lately, and I hope it keeps up. It's a lot of fun. And for those of you who watch reviews like this and you hear me say all these positive things and you're like, oh, I think I'm about buying the game, and then you hear me say these negative things and you're like, oh, maybe not.
Buy the damn game, man.
No, this is worth your money. It is $15, my friend. $15. And it is an absolute steal. It's some of the most fun I've had this year. It's a great just gamer game full of gamers gaming. It has my full recommendation. BattleBit Remastered is a fantastic early access game, and I really hope it keeps up. God bless putting that Infinity Glove on. Like, fine, I'll do it myself. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. I very much appreciate it.
Larry the Doc. Failure was never an option.
I hope you've been enjoying the game. It's really, really good. The voice, just the voice chat in general is so hilarious. It's fantastic. If you want to support me, I would highly recommend grabbing HelloFresh. I got a pretty sweet gig with them with that whole commission thing, so it really would mean a lot. If you want to at least try it out for your first thing, it's free shipping and it's half off. I recommend. And if not that, merchandise down in the description. I'm wearing the shirt. Just a little guy. Just a little guy. What's he gonna do? Just a little guy. Just a little guy. I'll see you next video. Just a little guy. Peace.
Just a little guy. Great review, man. Actually, let me be a little bit of an ass here and check what IGN has given this game. Oh, which is funny because Bricky's video is recommended right after. Oh, the like, the dislike. So let me just add to it, and I just want to see the score. I don't even want to hear what they have to say about this.
Stupid fast running speed and clunky vehicle controls. But what already exists is an impressive first swing at what could become a much more comprehensive tribute to the Battlefield series. And even in its current state, it's hard.
These are the ones who give COD a 9. No way. Yeah, IGN don't know what they're talking about. When it comes to shooters, they don't. Absolutely not.